Straight ahead on Valley News Live at 10, booming COVID case numbers causing problems in Moorhead schools. We'll break down those latest numbers.
Plus, a new business set to open in downtown Fargo hits a setback over its liquor license.
And as the snow piles up, firefighters say there's one thing you can do to help them save lives. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Valley News Live at 10. I'm Stacy Van Dyke.
I'm Justin Betty. This time tomorrow, the snow begins again. Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us now with your first look at what's to come. Hutch.
Stacy, Justin, we're just getting new information in on our storm system for Friday, so we have the very latest for you on that right now. First and foremost, let's look at those temperatures across the area. Today we got to 32 in Fargo for a high. It was 25 in Roseau, so a real fair day with some melting going on once again. Here is a look. All the yellow counties are in a winter storm watch as we head into our day. Thursday late and into Friday. A storm system is going to last much of the day on Friday as well. And that's when the biggest impacts are expected to be. Right now, 23 Fargo. We have 25 in Bemidji and 33 for Bismarck, as we remain quite mild with all of the cloud cover over us. A few flakes of snow flying in northwest Minnesota. Here's the latest and greatest. Track of the storm mainly in central North Dakota to southeast North Dakota and the Sisseton Hills down towards Watertown. You see some purples there. Still looking very solid for 4 to 8 inches of snow, and that is fairly close to the FM area, although we're right in that 3 to 6 plus category the way things are looking right now. So we'll have hour by hour details on when it starts in your neighborhood, how strong the winds are going to be, strong, and then how cold we get afterwards. All those facts in a few.
All right, thank you, Hutch.
New information tonight on a man who allegedly shot a Fargo man, then 2 officers in Wisconsin. According to court records, Nathaniel Benton is now not only charged with murder, but he's facing felonies for assault and throwing bodily fluids while in jail. Benton faces a variety of charges for shooting 2 police officers allegedly in Wisconsin back in November. Before that, he's suspected of shooting a man in the back of the head in downtown Fargo, but he won't be tried here until after his trial in Wisconsin. A man accused of sexual activities with a 14-year-old Minnesota girl he met online has been caught. 67-year-old Curtis Lee Brovold was arrested in Cancun today after a 21-year search. Brovold allegedly left the state after failing to show up for a court hearing in Clay County in September 2000. New for you tonight at 10, Moorhead area public schools are making masks optional starting Monday, but case numbers in the district have gone up substantially.
Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor is live in studio with more on how these case numbers are growing. Nishay.
That's correct. They're definitely growing, Stacy and Justin. Within roughly a 2-week time frame, student COVID cases nearly tripled. As of January 6th, there were 145 students that tested positive for COVID. Now let's compare that to the latest COVID data. As of December 16th, there were 45 students. Now this brings the positivity rate to more than 2% of the student population, and staff cases also nearly tripled in that same time frame. As of December 16th, there were only 5 employees who were diagnosed with COVID, but as of January 6th, that number jumped to 22. Now we've reached out to the district for more recent numbers, but we have yet to hear back. Stacy, Justin.
Thanks so much, Nishay. Now, compared to Fargo Public Schools, as of January 7th, there were 137 students and 43 staff members who tested positive for COVID.
Minneapolis Public Schools announced today they will temporarily move to all online learning starting this Friday. Superintendent Ed Graff said the aggressive wave of COVID has severely compromised the district's ability to have in-person classes. 400 teachers were out sick there today. That's double their norm. Meanwhile, restaurants, bars, and stadiums in the Twin Cities will require proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test within 72 hours if you want to get in. The policy goes into effect next Wednesday. It applies to everyone age 5 and up. Even children between the ages of 2 and 5 not yet eligible for vaccines have to show a negative test. And if you'll be flying through Minneapolis, you might run into some setbacks. Today, the union representing about 100 snowplow drivers at several Twin Cities area airports, including MSP, announced they're going on strike. The local Teamsters president there announced in mid-December negotiations were at an impasse over compensation and severance pay, which he says is less than what other union employees receive. But Rick King, chair of the Metropolitan Airports Commission Board, says union snowplow drivers are already among the best paid in the area, with about half of them making more than $100,000 a year. Also new tonight, a group that represents North Dakota's Catholic bishops contacting parents of students at University of North Dakota, asking they urge administrators to reject the school's proposed gender inclusion policy, saying it theoretically means a female freshman could be assigned a roommate who is male but expresses as female. That's a quote. UND President Andrew Armacost says the policy is intended to protect transgender students. He plans to address the campus community about this subject later this week.
There's another investigation into a top staff member at Cass Human Services. Economic Assistance Manager Sydney Schock has been placed on paid leave because of a grievance filed against him last week. It comes amid another ongoing investigation into 3 different employees. We'll continue to bring you updates as we learn more.
3 weeks have passed since Sidney, Montana's Caitlin Berry went missing, or was last seen. While authorities and FBI are on the case, there is still no sign of her. But tonight, Caitlin's dad, Hank Berry, says they are very thankful for the outpouring of support, and they remain hopeful to see her again.
No, the support's been phenomenal. I mean, yeah, the community's really stepped up and been trying to do anything they can to help find her.
Caitlin's mom is the Grand Forks Assistant State's Attorney. Authorities are now offering a $10,000 reward for Caitlin's safe return.
Another oil spill to report in North Dakota, the 3rd one this week. The Oil and Gas Division reports 275 gallons of crude oil was spilled in the northwestern part of the state. Officials with Petro Harvesting Operating Company say it happened about 3 miles southwest of Portal, adding it was contained on site and all but a few barrels have been recovered. If you'd like to speak with an area mayor, tomorrow's your day. The State of the Cities event will feature a Q&A with the mayors of Dilworth, Horace, Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo. The event is from 8 to 9:30 in the morning at the Delta by Marriott in Fargo. It'll also be live streamed by the chamber for a fee.
New managers being put in place at Boss Pizza and Chicken. It's set to open in March in downtown Fargo. The new restaurant ran into a bit of a setback with its liquor license application after Fargo Police Chief David Zabalski recommended denying its approval because the previously appointed manager has a history and recent conviction for drug use. Owner Jeremy Seafelt says they've now submitted an application for someone new to fill that position last week. He believes the new liquor manager will meet the city's expectations.
They have rules that they have to adhere by, and we're just trying to follow those rules. I think their background check about her will speak for itself. She's been a manager with us since we started in Grand Forks, and like I said, I look at her background, and she's been a bar manager, and she understands what it takes to run a liquor license.
New manager's background will now be reviewed by the Liquor Control Board. They meet next Wednesday.
Flags across Minnesota are flying at half-staff today to honor and remember a Minnesota firefighter who died from COVID-19.
Tim Kath served as a volunteer firefighter for 16 years. He's the 3rd Minnesota firefighter to die from COVID-19 just in December. All 3 being classified as line-of-duty deaths so that the families can receive benefits.
The unfortunate thing is that in firefighting, most of the time we get to see the enemy. We see the fire, or we see the auto accident with the dangers that come with it. COVID's
invisible, he says. Kath leaves behind a wife and 10 kids. He was 41 years old.
We've been telling you for weeks, as the snow piles up, fire hydrants need to be cleared off.
Fire departments continue to stress every minute matters when they're battling flames. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling spoke with the West Fargo Fire Department about this ongoing issue.
With more and more snow right around the corner, that means fire hydrants like this one will continue to get buried. I spoke with the West Fargo Fire Department on how that impacts them when it comes to putting out fires.
If we can get to the hydrant immediately with it all cleared out, as opposed to taking 5 minutes to have to shovel it out to get the proper clearance, then that's vital time that we could have to actually put out the fire.
In recent months, crews in the Fargo-Moorhead area have had to battle not just the fires, but also the elements outside. Snowfall and cold temps play a large part in their work during the winter months. If the hydrants are cleared off, that's just one more step they don't have to worry about.
one less step that you have to take, one less thing you have to worry about to be able to serve and help people out.
West Fargo Fire Inspector Travis Olson says that it's easier to clear the hydrant after a recent snowfall. Just don't allow it to continue to stack, which becomes more and more time consuming when working on them.
As of this point, knock on wood, we've been fairly fortunate with having access to the hydrants, but with 2,000 plus fire hydrants in the city, it's all a numbers thing. It could happen.
It is crucial for these to be cleared off so fire departments can use them and save valuable time when they're putting out fires. In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Start filing your taxes in less than 2 weeks, but still ahead on Valley News Live at 10, we'll tell you why you may be waiting a while for your return.
And changes get here tomorrow. Temperatures this morning, not too bad. How about near 20 degrees in Fargo? We had some single digits up in north central Minnesota. First alert weather day for your Friday. The snow begins Thursday night. I'll have the latest update in your forecast right after this.